Hello friends, welcome to Data Making. In this course, we are building a real-time streaming application, a real-time streaming data pipeline application. Okay, as part of this project, this is the one of the main module where we are going to build the dashboard using a Django web framework and a Flex Monster as a JavaScript library for visualization, for showing your data in terms of charts and data tables. Okay, so I'm going to use the IDE called Visual Studio Code to develop this dashboard. It is easy to set up. Basically, you can download the Visual Studio Code from the uh, website. You can just go to the google.com. Okay, and you can download the Visual Studio code, and it is very easy to just download the respective installer for your Windows or any other operating system, and you can install it. So once you install it, I can just click on next and install it. Once you install and open it, this is the Visual Studio Code IDE. Okay, so already I built the application, so I'm going to share you the code. Okay, so let's open that code. Okay, so you can just go to this Explorer and open folder. I keep the project name as server status monitoring. Okay, you can open this. Okay, I will give you as a compressed file .zip. You can extract it and open this. Click this folder, choose this folder, and open it. Okay, so if you want to know how to create this Django project and applications, please refer my previous videos. Okay, and just follow that. Okay, once I come here, I'll just close this. Go to the terminal. If you not opening this terminal, probably if you close it here, you can just go to the terminal here. It will open here. By default, it will open as a PowerShell. Just go to the command line using it CMD. Okay, I'll just what I do is I'll just say Python manage.py, which is important file to manage the project and applications dot run server. Okay, it says no Django module available, which means in this location I don't have the Django installed. So basically, I am using Python virtual environment, which is like kind of again like Docker is for isolation environment for having a different version of your software, right? Similarly, in Python also you can actually create a virtual environment. There you can actually store only specific set of install specific set of packages which you are going to develop for specific application. For this, we are going to use Django. So if you develop other project which you may not use Django, it can be simple Python like simulator program which we developed, right, for publishing data to Kafka. For that we can use a different Python environment. So my Python environment I will log in. You can use the command called work on. Uh, so I am using a Windows virtual wrapper package, uh, virtual wrapper package. So that will use this command to shift to the particular virtual environment. So work on space. My work virtual environment name is data making. I'll say work on data making. So you see here previously there is just starting SQL. Now before the virtual environment name is added here. So now I just go and just type Python manage.py run server. Okay, it's going to launch the Django default what to say default development server to launch our application. Now you uh, go to this and launch. It's running on the port number 8000, just 127.0.2. Okay, so it is not fetching anything because we just in the last section we just created a empty database. We did not put the tables, so we need to create a tables. Okay, so how do you create a tables? I'll just leave it this one like this. Let me probably you can just close this, and you come to this Visual Studio IDE. So so see here it says table does not exist, right? So what we'll do is we'll just kill this session. So what you need to do is you need to migrate. You need to do the migration. Means you need to create a with the model objects. Okay. So before I'll just go through this project structure so that it will be more careful. So there are two. This is the main the server status monitoring is our dashboard name, means the project name. Inside that, so you will have a project folder called server status monitoring, and you have files like init.py underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py, asj.py, settings.py, and urls.py, wsgi.py. These are the set of files with respect to this project, server status project. So this is the init file. Okay, basically this is empty file generally where whenever you create a Python package or module, you will have this initialization file, init file. Then WSGI, which is nothing but web service related stuff we can do here, kind of wrapper program. And settings.py is the main important file which will have all the settings about our project and what are the uh, why is this not open? Okay, so it is going to contain all our database connection information. It is going to contain in this project how many applications you have. So basically, we created a project called Server Status Monitoring Project. It can have n number of applications. Like dashboard is one of the applications. You can think of as a one project can have multiple modules, right? So each module we can actually refer it as application in the Django framework. Okay. So there is already a admin module available, authentication module available. So additionally, I added the dashboard applications, right? So these are the applications which is already available. So I added another application called dashboard. So let me go into full mode. Okay, starting off here, we just path importing is there, and the secret key is there. This is still be useful for the production development. And if you want to debug your application, you can set debug properties too. If not, if you go to production, you just make this as false and allowing what other stuff. These are the installed application, and you can use some middlewares for security purpose, other purpose, and URLs, other stuff. You can use templates here. So basically, templates something but kind of views where your HTML content will be there. Okay, so I'm going to use our a template. And basically, Django is a uh, it's a MVC. There's a design pattern called MVC, right? Model View Controller. Django is based upon model view template, MVT or MTV, whatever you call it as that template. So it's template is nothing but kind of HTML file where your content will be rendered there. So we are going to use the templates. So means HTML pages to show our charts. So these are the templates you can define here. So we created a folder called templates and we have a file called dashboard.html. So I'll come to that later. And this is the database information. So by default, it come with SQLite kind of in-memory database or local database. We can use it for some testing purpose. So for this project, I'm using a Postgres SQL, right? So we need to give the database connection details. You have to provide here, and other common information is available. You can go through it. And then this is for URLs. Basically, how do you? So basically, we are going to build a web application, right? So with the URL only, it can navigate to the different pages. So you need to define the URLs pattern and which uh, uh, views and which URLs you need to navigate it. So basically, URLs which internally navigate to the views will render the pages. So that's how it will work. So this is the with respect to admin URL. This is the dashboard URL which you need to specify here. Okay. Then I'm not going to focus on more of this because Django itself again kind of uh, uh, there are a lot of things are there you need to learn in Django. I'm just covering how to build a dashboard perspective. So urls.py is important file, setting.py is important file from this project. Okay. So apart from this, so we have application called dashboard, right? So in the dashboard also you will have admin.py will be there here, and when you connect to the admin module stuff, and apps.py. Okay, so this is where we define our apps. Then models.py. And models.py is the one file where you define your models. Means kind of a wrapper for your table structure. Okay, so we have a table called event message details a table. What is the structure we have? Same structure we are creating as a model. So that when you we can actually using this model, you can create a table in PostgreSQL. So that's what we are going to do it here. And the test.py for test cases, urls.py again for URL navigation. So this is a very important file. So when you say when I said initially here 127.8000, right? So this we are not giving further, we are not giving anything. So basically the server is down now. So we empty, it's kind of empty URL pattern here. So if you see empty URL pattern, where it has to go? It has to go to the dashboard page. It has to go to the function in the views. Okay, dashboard. There's a function called dashboard in the views. It has to go there and render that template. Okay, and then if it is the data, okay, so we are going to call this data URL, and then it has to call this function and render the data to the UI. So that's URL pattern you need to define the URL.py. This is important file, and then the main file called views.py. Here you whatever you defined in the URL dot I closed it. Let me open it. Whatever you defined in URL urs.py in this particular application, these two functions, dashboard function, dashboard underscore data function, these two functions you need to define in the views.py. So if it is a dashboard, we are just passing the, we are just opening this HTML and passing you just empty data, empty data. That's why you saw only, we saw only empty data. Anyway, it is not connected to the table, so it's not fetching. So it will launch the empty HTML page, and we make the Ajax call to this dashboard data function, so that it will render our data from this table. Okay, that's how we build this views.py to render the data into the template file. So what is the template file we are using? Is HTML file dashboard.html. So this dashboard.html file. So basically, this is the like Django project structure. Okay, so you can create this is a project. It will have multiple applications. So apart from this, we are using a visualization library called FlexMonster. Right, we need to add it in our web page, which is dashboard.html. So these are the couple of JavaScript files and CSS file you need to include for use the Flex Monster. You need to include this, and also some CSS you define here, and then these are the three important HTML tag you need to see here. One is for there is a div tag. Sorry, header. Okay, so just information I'm going to show it. These are the three div tag you need to consider. Okay, so what we are doing is there is a chart container 1, container 2, HTML tag with ID. So the div tag with ID, and there is a table container. Just giving the name as container just to identify it. And in the table container, we are going to call this dashboard data function. Okay, as Ajax call. Okay, so once you get the data, we are going to convert. So we are actually will be sending as a JSON structure, and use just so in this, once you get the data, what we'll do is we'll parse the data and make it as a data set, which is nothing but basically a list of your objects, JSON objects. Okay, and so this function will be the function will be this process data function will be called when you fetch the data from the views.py. Okay, so this is the way you, this is the kind of universal way of calling the ajax, making the ajax call and call the your methods. Okay, so dollar ajax, then pass your url. Okay, this is where it is going to this is going to call this uh, data url and get the data and run it on the table container. So what is the type, JSON type, and what is the once you get the data, so we have to actually form this flex monster object. So both to render it as a chart as well as data table. So if it is a chart, how do you build this flex monster? You need to specify the container name, you need to specify the component folder, basically this flex monster, and with height you specify here, and in the report section you need to specify the data source. You need to call this, you're going to call this process data function, which is a JavaScript function, pass the data, and you need to define mappings. So probably once you see the dashboard you will understand more clearly. So basically this is for making the data table. So so you just pass what are the columns you needed. So in the mapping you just provide the list of columns and a type, and in the slices you just say what kind of aggregation, basically the kind of pivoting you want to do it on the table that you can specify here. So I will show you in the uh, screen only this render. Okay, so means on the aggregated data we are just summing up the values. Okay, then one more flex monster object for chart. Okay, so this is for again doing the pie chart. So so you can specify a chart type as pie chart, and again you specify what are the columns you want to show it in pie, in the as a pie chart. So basically, I'm going to city level. I'm going to aggregate. I'm going to show that just do the aggregation based on city. Like we did it on the data processing layer. In the visualization layer, we again still we can restrict which column you want to show it, right? So I'm going to see it one in the uh, pie chart for the city level aggregation I want to show, and then there is one more same city level aggregation using bar chart also I'm going to show it. So basically it is template, the flux monster is the template, you need to follow the template. So this is, you need to provide the data and you need to pass the columns, how do you want to define it. Okay, so you can just go through this, it's a self-explanatory. Okay, so I hope this things will be understandable. If you need more information you can just uh, put like you can post the questions, whatever information you need, I will happy to help you. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to do the SQL migration. So we saw in the last session, we saw only Postgres table we created. I'm not focusing on this basically because this project is more of building a end-to-end the data pipeline from the data source to dashboard. So just focusing on main areas there. Okay. Okay. So almost I covered it. That's nice. So now what we are going to do is we have to make the Python manage.py make migration. Which application you want to migrate, which is a dashboard application. Just give to enter. It says no changes to the, okay. So I'll say migrate. So if you make any model changes, then it will say migrate is ready. Okay. So I'll say migrate. So it is run that. It will actually make the SQL script and it will run the database. Now we'll go and check the database. Okay, so open the container. I will open the Postgres container, Docker ps. Okay, Docker exe ifun it interactive mode container name, and you say bash logged in. PSQL, you're going to connect user as post address. Just log into the what is the database called? Okay, I will log in as demo user. So PSQL, you pass username as demo user, and you need to provide the database name, because Postgres will open the default Postgres DB, which will not have access to this demo user. So you need to specify the database name using the property called -d. Say what is the database name you want to call? Event message underscore DB. Okay, connected. Now you show the tables. See now, okay, this is the database /d is nothing but table. So it is, earlier we just created empty database. Now it has created a table called dashboard underscore event message details underscore aggregate table. I have a running number like primary key, like auto increment number. So for that it is creating one table. These are the migration default migration tables with Django creates. Okay, now the tables are ready. Now we can do the run server. Python manage.py run server. Now it will not fetch the data, but at least the structure will come. Okay, see that. Okay, so there is this section. It is going to show you chart here, pie chart here, bar chart will be there, and here data table will be there. Okay, now there is no data. So next section will be a end-to-end demonstration, where we'll actually starting from the simulator, we'll come to the dashboard. Okay. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any queries, please post it on the comment section or Q&A section. I'm happy to help you. Thank you so much, friends.